Hi everybody, I'm just quickly hopping on today because I wanted to show you a recipe sorry, I'm adjusting the lighting on this video. I wanted to show you two recipes. One of them is a Thai curry paste that I mix with coconut milk to make a nice Thai curry, with which, to which you can add either fish or vegetables or meat or whatever you like to make a nice dinner. And I made this for friends last weekend, and everybody's asking me for the recipe, and they're like, but they saw me make it, but they want to have an official kind of video. So here it is. And also, I wanted to show you a quick salad that you can make as an entree or like a side salad that's like a good wintry healthy salad that I will show you later. So I have about 13 minutes left to show you both. I will do my best, and it's going to be challenging because there's everybody who's coming in at the same time. Like one son just woke up, my husband just walked in from his walk, and the other one's timing me to make sure I get it done quickly. Okay, so here goes. First recipe is the Thai curry, okay, paste. So Thai curry paste, what I put in it is I put an onion and I put 2 cloves of garlic, okay, so I have 2 of these. I don't smash or nothing, I just put them directly in this little Moulinex kind of grinder blender. I've also put in here 1 onion, and now I only had red onion, so I'm using the red onion. Ideally though, I would suggest you use a white onion, a yellow onion, or you could even use two shallots, like two, 3 shallots, depending on the size. But white or yellow onion would be my preference. So I put that in here, okay? The other thing I will add to this, so listen up, these are the ingredients. I put turmeric, okay? Turmeric, I love turmeric. It's like this super anti-inflammatory kind of spice, and it's a very warming spice. And I use it a lot, when appropriate, right? I'm not gonna put it in everything, but for example, Noah, pass me that juice. Pass me the juice, please. This morning, every morning, like these days, I've been very into eating high vibrance, high frequency, high energy stuff like fresh food, organic food, and whatever. And one of the things we've been doing, they're making fun of me, is juicing. So I've been juicing a lot. I've been feeling the need to juice. So I put some turmeric in this orange, carrot, ginger juice. And so there are times where I will put turmeric when it's, appropriate, and it's delicious. So anyway, turmeric. Then the other thing I do is I will put curry powder. Now, you could make your own curry powder, and I could show you how I make this, but for now, I would just say if you've got curry powder in your cupboard, then just use it. And here I will put 2 teaspoons. This is a mild curry powder. If you've got a spicy one and you like spice, you can use a spicy one. If you've got a mild curry powder and you want extra spice, what I would do is put an essential ingredient for a lot of Thai curries is some chili peppers, okay? I'm not gonna put them because not everybody in the family likes hot chili peppers and heat and spice. So what I'm gonna do is the chili peppers, when I serve, I will cut them up. It's like these fresh little Thai, it's like the small ones, they're like red or green often, and you chop them up. So that's what I will do, but you can totally put them in here, okay? The other thing I will put, okay, and this is an ingredient, guys, that it's like a really good kind of ingredient to have on hand and stick it in the freezer. It's lemon, like Kefir lime leaves. It's not lemon, it's Kefir lime leaves. These are frozen. These are green leaves that look like this, okay? You can find them fresh in a lot of Asian supermarkets. But the thing with these is that you can't just buy 1 or 2. You need to buy like a bunch. And a package like this is something that I'm not going to consume quickly. So what I do is I freeze them, and they freeze quite well. And what you do with them is normally you just stick them in the soup or in the curry or the whatever when it's like with the coconut milk and all that. And it gives a wonderful lemony kind of citrusy flavor. But what I also do is I like to put 2 of them in the paste, all right? So 2 of those. If you don't have this, you can also put lemongrass, like the bottom of the stick of lemongrass. You chop it up and put it in here, okay? Now, so you've got onion, garlic, curry powder, turmeric, the lemon kefir, the kefir lime leaves. Now, I'm going to put some ginger. Let me explain something else. I'm putting ginger because I like ginger a lot. But you can also put galangal. Galangal is this, okay? You will often see it in Thai recipe books because it's often used in Thai recipes. And you could use it in this case. But the taste is different. It really looks like the cousin of the ginger, but the taste is not the same. The texture is not the same. So ginger is juicier. If I cut this, you'll see this is like a harder one to cut, and it's a lighter kind of color compared to the ginger. The smell is more citrusy. It's like pine, kind of pine tree kind of smell. But you could use it in this case, but but they're not necessarily interchangeable in all recipes. And the other thing with this is you wouldn't grate this. What people will often do is either you use it in the paste and that's fine. Otherwise, if you're using it in some kind of Thai soup or whatever, you would slice it. You wouldn't grate it or mince it like you would ginger. But you gotta try. If you ever put your hands on some, try it. And tell me what you think, and you'll see the tastes are quite different. So I've got a big knob of ginger here. It's like the size of my thumb, all right, and it's quite wide. I love ginger, so I'm very generous with it. Okay, so I've got everything. The only thing I would add to this, but I will add it later in the sauce, is saffron, and you don't have to add it. Now the other things you could add, like I said, the chili peppers. You could also add some lime zest if you wanted to. Now I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to blitz it. Until it forms a paste. I'm making music. There. Okay. So you see this, right? Like this is so nice smelling. It's awesome. Okay. This is something at this point, put it in a jar, stick it in your fridge, and when you're ready to use it today, the next day, or the day after, it keeps for like a day or 2 days, right? You could probably keep it for more, but I prefer not to. And then you take your wok and you take your coconut oil. I use coconut oil just because this is a coconut curry that I wanted to make, but you could use, whatever suits you. Like ghee is a good one to use in here because the point of burning is high, so ghee, coconut oil are good options when you're making this sort of thing. And as usual, I would avoid kind of canola oil and all that stuff. So you heat it like medium-high heat, and then once it's heated, then you put this wonderful, beautiful, delicious paste. Okay, this is a lot of paste, so I'm not gonna put all of it personally because I only have 400 milliliters of coconut milk. I use half cream, half milk. I don't know if I told you that. Usually I put 200 milliliters of coconut cream, 200 milliliters of coconut milk just because I like it to be creamy. Whatever, use milk or cream. But so I've got the equivalent of like one of those big cans or like 2 of the small kind of packets. And so that doesn't require all of this. But we're only like 4 people, right? If you're going to be like 6 or 8, then you would use all of this and you would double the coconut milk. All right, so I'm going to saute this, okay, with a wooden spoon, not to ruin the pan. And you can smell, I mean, my son is rolling his eyes because he's having his like breakfast waffle and smelling Thai paste, but but anyway, but it smells wonderful. And you can really use any spice you want. Like if you wanted to add, I don't know, like a bit of coriander or a bit of anise seed or a bit of more cumin or whatever, you could add and change and switch things up as you want. So I'm gonna cook this. This needs to cook for like, you know, maybe like normally I would say, like if I wasn't on a 15-minute thing, I would say like cook it for 10 minutes on low medium heat and just let it kind of, let all the flavors mix together, okay? And, but now, because I'm in a bit of a hurry to show you, I'm just going to do it for a couple of minutes like that. Now, meanwhile, I wanted to also say, you can serve this like with rice after, and sticky rice, jasmine rice, basmati, brown, red, all of that. You can add coconut shavings on top. You can add fresh cilantro on top when you're serving. And it's really delicious. It's like such a good, entertaining kind of dish. And it's a really easy one to whip up on the weeknight. Okay? So, now this is kind of roasting. You can really smell all the fragrances. To this, I'm going to add the coconut milk cream kind of mixture here. There's a bit more. And then I will let simmer with a, you know, kind of generous pinch of salt. Here, I'm just cleaning this up a little bit and getting all the cream out. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna add my sea salt that I love to use. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon. You can maybe add more, depends what you decide to put in the curry after as well, okay? So there's the salt, there's the curry paste, and you let this simmer for a 10 minutes until it becomes this nice, beautiful kind of color. And you leave it aside, okay? You put it aside, and at this point, you know, you can just put it in the fridge and keep it for a day or whatever, and take it out when you're ready to cook. Now, what would you add to this to make it hearty? What I did last weekend is I took cod. I don't have any cod or chicken or anything or vegetables here, but I took cod, like big pieces of cod, so they're thick. And what I did is I seared them in a little bit of coconut oil with a bit of salt on each side. And then once it was seared, not cooked, so it's seared means just like, you know, sauteed lightly on all sides. And then I just slipped them into this that I had taken out of the fridge, and I let it simmer for 20 minutes or until it was cooked. You can do the same thing with chicken. With chicken, I might do a bit more than just sear it. I might cook it a little bit more than that. I would maybe kind of saute for like 5 minutes as opposed to searing kind of 30 seconds that I would do with like a nice fish. With vegetables, I would maybe half cook them before, or like half steam them so that they're still quite crunchy, and then I would slip them into the curry. But the reason that I like to make it separately from the initial cooking, like you could say, oh, add the fish now, right? But the reason I sear the fish is so that it seals all the juices of the fish inside, and so that it doesn't kind of disintegrate so easily into this wonderful sauce, and so that it keeps its kind of juiciness and flavor inside. Otherwise, you end up with like a very fishy smelling coconut curry sauce. And it's kind of the same for the meat and the chicken. Vegetables, the reason I wouldn't put it in straight away is because they might, like, depending on the vegetables, you might, you know, they might get mushy or soggy. So in order to control the cooking, I prefer to do it separately and then just add them in, you know, 15 minutes before the end. So that's that. So that's pretty much it for this recipe. I will kind of, if you have questions, ask me, email me, go on my website, I don't know, reach out. The other thing I wanted to show you, and this is a very quick recipe, it's healthy, it's how to get your vegetables in. Oh, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, no minute, okay, very quick, very quick. Winter slaw, okay? You know coleslaw? Well, I do the winter coleslaw where I put red cabbage, a organic carrot, some fennel, and I will also put a nice green apple. You can also put like a hard kind of pear in it, all right? So this is a good one to have as an entree, you know, to this. And it's a great way of getting all your vegetables in, and it's like winter season. So I just basically grate everything. So I use 1 carrot. I'll use like maybe like a quarter of the cabbage. I'll just do this so you see what I'm talking about. Quarter of the cabbage. I'll put all of the apple. If it's like a Granny Smith apple that's like acidic, I would put it, you know, like pretty much all of it. I leave the skin on just because my stuff is organic, right? If you don't have organic, then, you know, wash it well and maybe don't leave the skin on. Like carrots, I don't grate my carrots. I mean, I don't peel my carrots because I use organic and it's better. I mean, I wash them and everything, but that's about it. The apple, same. I'll just grate. Like this is like, is this the easiest like salad or what? You just grate everything. And if you've got a blender, you know, you've got those food processors that also grate food. You could do it like that. And then the dressing that I will put on this, you can put different kinds of dressings, okay? What I will do is normally I'll put all of this in a bowl and I will put the juice of 1 lemon or 1 lime just to keep everything looking good and so that it doesn't get brown. And then I will serve it with 1 of 2 dressings, my 2 favorite ones. So you see this? It's just, isn't this just like beautiful? Like, you know, can you kind of see? It's so beautiful. And it's so healthy and fresh and all of that. So this is looking really nice and pretty and it's smelling so good. What I was gonna say is 2 dressings, okay? Either you have look, I'll put this in a small bowl. You can have an Asian dressing where you would basically put the juice of 1 lime. You would put a teaspoon of rice vinegar. You would put a tablespoon of sesame oil. And you can put a teaspoon of tamari sauce. It's kind of like a gluten-free soy sauce. Or you can put soy sauce if that's all you've got. You mix it all up. And if you want, you can add a little bit of water. And then some minced ginger. You mix it up. And then you serve it with this beautiful winter slaw. You see? And sprinkle with some sesame seeds. It's so pretty. So you have that as a kind of a light entree to something that's like a heavier kind of warmer dish. That would be the curry. See? So simple, guys. And okay, I didn't do 15 minutes, but Vincent, I did good, right? It's not half an hour, right? You know, that's what he's saying. Anyways, so that's it. That's all I've got to say for today. If you've got questions, let me know, and feel free, as always, you know, always feel free to kind of test stuff out. If you don't have red cabbage, you use green cabbage, or if you don't have, like, or you can use kale in this if you're a big kale fan, you know, or if you don't have carrots, you You can use, you know, why not maybe a bit of parsnip. You can put radish in the salad, like a black radish. What to do with black radish, right? Like, you know, those black radishes you never know what to do with. You see them at the supermarket and you're like, who buys that? You peel and then you grate, okay? And you put it in here. It's delicious. So there you have it. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you do try any of these recipes, please tag me on Instagram. Go to my account is Well Mama, WELLMAMMA. So tag me if you do any of these recipes. And if you've got you know, a need for more inspiration, go to my website, wellmama.com. And there we go.